Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. So we've seen a lot of shows that have made quite the dent in pop culture. Shows that somewhat have reality attached to them. Love Island, Family Feud, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Shark Tank, Ink Masters, RuPaul. And that's quite a wide variety of shows. But it's almost like there's a certain type of show missing. What about a show for nerds? If the word nerd offends you, please take that term lightly. I quite literally consider myself a nerd. Have you ever been watching a show and you're just sitting there and you're just like, my jaw is not on the ground enough? Well, this show is absolutely for you. A reality trivia challenge show with folks who have seen their computer screens more than their own mother, and you get something truly beautiful. There is a specific season of this series I really wanted to watch though, and that is because of this truly iconic person named Zach. Let me give you just a little sneak peek of what you can expect from them in the rest of this video.
If you push me away from this team, I will not be. I know every Pokemon you know, plus.
Heads up though, but Zach actually goes by they, them now, and I will absolutely still be respecting their pronouns, even though I strongly dislike the way that they treat others. We're still gonna respect them. Let's just give them benefit of the doubt that they have hopefully changed their attitude and the way that they communicate. So let's officially start. The show features nerds and geeks with diverse backgrounds and interests, competing in various challenges for a cash prize of US $100,000 and title of King of the Nerds. There is an elimination format and they are separated into 2 teams, competing in what they call a nerd war. Those who are chosen to then be eliminated participate in the nerd off, where one then permanently gets eliminated when losing. Last standing, of course, takes the cash prize and title King of the Nerds.
Nerdvana, the high seat of nerddom, was destroyed.
I shall rain fire upon this land.
I'm immediately blown away. Jaw to the floor. I promised you it would be. I can actually see this show being very entertaining for people with these interests. Interests like science, video games, math, roleplay, series of games like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, franchises like Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. Like what you like, baby, that's all I gotta say. I seriously do not want to come off like I'm making fun of these people that have niche hobbies and interests. Trust me, they got enough of that in high school and I would know. I would know, I was the fucking weird kid. So after we get that 10 out of 10 intro, we then get to meet the contestants. So what is the first thing that our judges are gonna say about the first contestant they see?
That's a furry one.
All right, great start. We then meet our first brony because it was bound to happen.
But I also can don my pony gear because I'm a brony. Put your hooves up.
And then we meet our favorite, Zachary.
He's very happy to be here.
All right. I'm one of the top 25 World of Warcraft gamers on the planet.
They're pretty normal, right? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Kind of have a crush on Katie. I'm rooting for her. It is then time to divide into 2 teams, yellow and purple. But there is an odd number of contestants. So they make a joke into a game where whoever is picked last actually gets more power, saying that there is nothing nerdier than being picked last, which I like a lot. And I like a lot because I was picked last a few times. First team captain is Zachary, our friend. It's like they knew. Second team captain is Chris, and he seems pretty excited.
Yes.
They have 2 hours to put their teams together after learning each other's strengths and weaknesses. Let's meet just a few more contestants.
Hi fellas, my name is Chupo, and I love Spider-Man. Sometimes I try to see if I got bit by a spider, and every once in a while, I try climbing on walls. Though it hasn't worked. Well, not yet at least.
Hey, my name is Allie. I don't know if I'm qualified to be here, but I once played Animal Crossing for 18 hours straight, so I think that's enough. In my sleep, I still hear Tom Nook whispering dark thoughts. He's a dangerous man. Back to the show. And guys, we have a YouTuber. He runs a Pokemon YouTube channel, which is sick to say the least, and he is still active to this day. So there's engineers, chemists, a gay gamer. He introduced himself like that, I promise.
My name is Xander, and I am a gay gamer.
By the way, I kind of want to make sure you guys are also aware of this because I was extremely aware of this when watching the show. Zach has not once put down the sword that they've been holding. It's in every single shot. I genuinely mean it. While everyone else is chit-chatting, Zach and Nicole make an alliance to debate on who will be on their team. Nicole, you will regret that later. Zach chooses Nicole, Jack, Josh, and Mary Kate. Chris chooses Katie, Brian, Xander, and Kayla. So Kelsey is the one that was not picked. She was left out. She is then told that she now has the power to kick out any teammate permanently. Kind of a big power move, really. And she chooses Nicole, who is Zach's ally. And at this point, I kind of start to feel bad for Kelsey because it kind of seems everyone is like upset with her for having to make that decision, but it's just the game, you know? But then she says this, and I no longer feel sorry. There is then another twist. Nicole doesn't actually get kicked because it's nerdier to get kicked off, so she actually won this nerd competition. And in revenge, she chooses Kelsey to go to the losing team. Editing Allie here because I just realized, so she did get punished for being picked last. So now it is time to eliminate 2 people from the purple team. And somehow within like 2 hours, the yellow team has enough information to make a whole stats board to decide who they want to send into the nerd off. And they call the purple team arrogant. And I guess Pokemon is also a weakness of theirs. So Chris and Kelsey are up for elimination. And for this challenge, they're going to be playing Nerditch, which is a play on words of Quidditch from Harry Potter. After every right question, they throw potions into cauldrons, and whoever has the most points wins and stays in the game. I would love to do this. This looks fun as hell. Chris wins by 250 points, and Kelsey is eliminated. Jack is pretty happy about that, though.
I believe that Kelsey was the cutest girl here. No more distractions. Woohoo!
Episode 2, let's go. It is time to build a volcano. A lot starts going on, to say the least. Not everyone is loving each other's ideas.
Start as a boring science presentation and be like, wait guys.
So you want to just scrap that idea?
Can you beatbox the whole time while we talk even?
It's a science fair, it's not a talent show.
What if I bust out into like mini songs after every like subject?
Drama is happening in the purple room.
Well, acid rain isn't green though.
Right, no, I know. Okay.
I'm done.
But Zach, who's on the yellow team, is also not too happy.
How we're trying to construct our presentation, I'm not happy with it. I almost want to turn the whole thing into a song.
You can see frustration growing within seconds, and their true colors really start shining.
You are one of the leading stars of YouTube, and you're telling me you can't do it? Come on, man. We need a show, though.
What are you up to, Zach?
Sometimes when I'm memorizing, I sit and I don't talk. It's just I'm thinking. If I memorize something in meditation, then I also get nap.
Last clip here. I really want to play this, and let's just remember it. It'll definitely come up again.
I am a very, very zen person, and I try to center myself, bring myself down, sort of fall into a meditative state for a moment.
So yeah, stress levels are high. Crying begins, and chaos of what this show is begins. So they get their volcanoes done somehow, and it's time to introduce the judges. Somebody walks in. Bill. I will say this. I've heard Bill Nye is not a great guy. And that fucking rhymed. Oh my god, everything's rhyming. But for the sake of nostalgia, yes, I'm going to be playing the Bill Nye song again. Bill. If I sang the Bill Nye song, that's because it got copyrighted. I'm gonna say it. Jack has some bad takes.
I think the purple team is weak on the science and is just trying to make a super theatrical performance like an ugly girl that wants to be beautiful.
But on to the presentations.
Ejected.
In the end, though, Katie got her acid rain. And that's all that matters. Bill Nye then clocks their ass though.
I think you said meters and you meant kilometers.
It was actually 2.9 cubic meters.
This table is 3 cubic meters.
Come on, man. Everyone knows the difference between meters and kilometers. Basic day one shit. So during the yellow team's presentation, Jack, who is presenting at the time, drops the ring, which is the only way the lava can come out. So there's no lava.
No lava?
No lava. With Bill's vote, the purple team wins. And their prize is getting some quality time with Bill Nye the Science Guy. God damn, we're rhyming up so much right now. Give me a fucking EP. I don't really know if he knew this based on this reaction. We then get to see a little bit more of Zach's character.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Screwed up with our presentation.
Yeesh. And people on the yellow team are really starting to turn against Zach because of the way that they are treating people. Out of the blue, Mary Kate really wants to take a gulp of spicy water. And she does this with Zach. They took it like a champ.
Good job. See? Look at that. You're good. You're good to go.
If I'm ever sad, someone just please get that clip up on YouTube or something and show me. Oh my god, I'm crying. But then they kind of start getting really weird to Mary Kate.
The weak link is Josh, because you and Josh are redundancies. Nicole, that's you.
Yeah. I'm like pinned against the fridge right now.
This is like scary. And I really started to feel bad for her. Like, oh my god. Please, no one ever let Zach drink again for national TV. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's get to voting.
I believe that my team is not voting for me. I still feel like I'm the leader. I'm certainly the cheerleader.
The second vote is for Zach. The third vote is for Zach. The fourth vote, Zach.
Zach gets real butthurt.
Telling you right now, I'm going into this nerd off today. I'm going to defeat whoever is in there, and then I'm going to vote myself to the next one and defeat the next person again. He has similar gamer skills to me, but he doesn't have the entire rest of cornucopia of information I have. I know every Pokemon you know, plus. I have an IQ of 146. I can absorb the world as I see it.
All of that happened within the span of 2 minutes, by the way. Maybe less. So yeah, they all very strongly dislike Zach. So much that everyone is all hands on deck to help Josh study instead of helping Zach. All within half an episode, this flip happened. So they have to dissect an alien, but also while knowing human anatomy to be able to know where certain things go in comparison to an alien to a human, if that makes sense. So it is time to dissect an alien. Zach gets the first point, but then messes up for the second point, which then gives Josh plenty of time. Josh gets it and
Stop whining.
gagged. I'm gagged. But in the end, Zach wins. Goodbye, YouTuber. She is crying. That is how upset she is. Oh, all right. Episode 3 coming up. Let's take a quick word from our sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. As many of you know, I absolutely love my cat. I love my cat so much. He's right there, just balled up in a little loaf form, and I love it. So what is a completely healthy and normal way to express how much I love Haku, my cat? Correct. I made him a website, and it's through Squarespace, in which I was able to do that. You can make a website with Squarespace of anything in the world that you can think of. Maybe something funny for your friends to see, or maybe for personal projects that you have coming up and want to share with the world. They offer a wide variety of amazing templates that are extremely flexible, being able to take out or add anything you may like. It is laid out in a simple way so you are able to make your website with ease. You're also able to customize how the website shows up for desktop and for mobile, which is super helpful. So yes, of course, you can see Haku on your desktop and on your phone. Feel free to check out my Haku website in the description below. So if you're looking for a way to share what you would like with the world, you can check out in the description below squarespace.com/Churcaso to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. If you make any websites, make sure to send them to me because I would absolutely love to see them. Once again, squarespace.com/Churcaso. LARPing! Let's go! Purple team is doing good. They are absolutely rolling. The team chemistry, ooh, it's there. Yellow team, not so much. Because of Zach.
I'm not having fun. If you push me away from this team, I will not be a member of it. And I
Hold
will
on.
drive us into the ground and systematically destroy each and every one of you. I am a very, very zen person, and I try to center myself, bring myself down.
My eyes are watery. I just like, imagine, oh my God, imagine. And Nicole is so sweet. She's just trying to keep the peace. She's really trying to balance Zach out, just to really stay on their good side. And then it is time to LARP. And who other than Judge Napoleon Dynamite. All right, I love that movie, sick. So then it is revealed that Jack shaved his head, which is cool, but none of the judges know that he didn't have a shaved head before. So that kind of like really sucks. And Napoleon Dynamite is just a little lost during the yellow team's presentation. And truthfully, so was I. I've never seen LARPing in real life, but I know it's not this. Oh, and purple team eats this up. Oh, they fucking munch. They do a fire job. The prosthetics, the makeup, the costuming. So of course, purple team wins. And again, everybody from the yellow team put their vote towards Zach to be sent into the nerd off. And the purple team chose Mary-Kate.
I don't know why my team would vote me into the nerd off, but I know that they're going to. Because there's some reason my team hates me because they're all idiots.
If narcissism needed a human embodiment to put in the textbooks, it would be Zach. A lot of what they do, I don't want to use the word triggered, but it kind of like gave me gut punches when hearing them talk because it reminded me of an old friend I had that had severe narcissism, and a lot of it was very like, oh, that's something she would do too.
I'm a Forsaken. And they start trying to push the Forsaken out of the Horde. The Forsaken is going to fight back.
The Forsaken, look at how they're looking at her. I'm scared.
It's just hilarious because I can understand everything right now. To understand that within my head, there is an interweaving cosmos that you cannot even begin to decipher. Do you even know how gravity works? Explain it right now, 3 seconds. Explain gravity.
I have nothing to prove to you.
That's the funniest thing ever! She doesn't even know how gravity works. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Treating people like this is not okay. So the purple team is kind of in a little bit of a rough spot because they're thinking like, okay, so Zach is kind of causing the entirety of the yellow team to have a really hard time, which is helping the purple team out, but also is making the yellow team really miserable. So they're kind of like, do we think of ourselves or do we kind of think about them? Nah, we should probably think of ourselves because it's a competition. So of course, the yellow team votes Zach. The purple team votes for Mary-Kate. For the next challenge, they need an advisor for the game that they are going to play. Mary-Kate gets an advisor with absolutely no problem, but of course, Zach is having a hard time. But then Zach goes to the group of the other players and has this nice heart-to-heart with them.
We're all nerds, and at one point in our lives, we have all felt like there is no one that wants us. We're all talking about how being picked last is the nerdiest thing that could possibly happen to someone, but I think that's incorrect. I think the nerdiest thing that can happen to someone is not being wanted at all.
And Chris decides to go help out Zach, which I have a lot of respect for him in doing. It takes a really big person to know how someone has treated others and still try to help them. And this game is extremely intense, honestly. So it gets to a point where the two are tied. And then Zach wins. And honestly, I think Jack is more upset than Mary-Kate here. Katie joins the yellow team because now the teams are uneven after Mary-Kate left. And this happens because she picks out a gold coin from the hat, and whoever chose the gold coin has to go over to yellow. In this challenge, they have to build robots. And I will say it, Zach actually starts being better. They start becoming a bit more respectful, but can't say they're becoming more responsible.
No, I have no aim, apparently.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Can you just not sit there? It's making me nervous. Then I turn around and Zach sat on my RC controller.
Yeah, they kind of start blowing everything, and this happens to make Katie cry again. But somehow they get the robots complete, and it is time to play robot dodgeball. They have to hit the robots with the dodgeballs, and if they do, that robot is out. Typical dodgeball rules, except it's kind of cool because somebody is controlling the robot, you know? Kind of fun. I'd like it. I would personally feel very intimidated by Zach.
Can't believe I just did that. Give me one of these like, now, I'm so mad. Bite my shiny metal ass.
Zach then decides that they want to control the last robot. Good idea, right? And immediately when the round starts, the robot gets stuck and the opposite team has a straight shot and they hit it. I do start to feel pretty bad for Zach. They do not take this well.
I'm so mad right now because I hate myself and I hate that I did that.
Come here, come here, come here, come here.
Okay, Zach, it's fine. You did the best you could, okay? This is the first time you have blamed yourself for
I'm not
a loss.
blaming myself. I screwed up, but I don't think it's my fault.
Never mind. So the next nerd off is Nicole, who got voted in by the purple team, and Zach, who of course got voted in by the yellow team. The challenge is a game called Kerplunk, but it's zombie themed, which that's fun. If you make 150 body parts fall, then that means you lose. Zach starts. Being Zach.
This is why I was upset with you saying I'm just gonna win, because I'm not going to win.
Calm down.
See? This is what I was trying to explain to you. Now all your showboating got you this.
And then Nicole loses. Zach wins once again, 3 times in a row. At this point, they're starting to look very undefeated. And with that, episode 5. Debating Star Trek versus Star Wars. And 7 people at this point remain. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. I have never seen Star Wars and I've never seen Star Trek. I've played Battlefront. That's a really fun game, but yeah. Sorry. So I'm really just gonna skip to the important parts because I have in no way, shape, or form ways of adding commentary here. But Jack also doesn't know anything about Star Wars or Star Trek.
What is an Enterprise? What's the Millennium Falcon?
Jack doesn't know either Star Wars or Star Trek. It's unreal.
So on to the debate. Katie wins the first round. Chris then wins round 2, which, of course, Zach is not happy about.
They're deaf or blind or both, perhaps.
And then Brian wins round 3 after Jack fumbles and decides to tell the judges that he hasn't watched either Star Trek or Star Wars. In case you wanted to know. If you're debating something, don't do that. So the yellow team loses and are going into the nerd off 4 weeks in a row at this point. And the nerd off challenge this week is a spelling bee that is also trivia. Dyslexia would literally be my biggest enemy here. So they will ask a question based off of something nerdy and they have to answer and spell it correctly. If Katie or Zach answers and they get it wrong, somebody that they chose will get shocked on the sidelines. With this, Jack wins and Katie loses. The girl I was rooting for. Episode 6. There is some high tension when Katie gets sent home.
Every single time you start talking, you act as if every single word you say is law. Because you keep interrupting me because you're obnoxious.
So the next challenge is a laser maze, and at the end there is a math equation problem. Math, something. map. Since they have to go through a laser maze, they begin training with string taped up on walls. The tension is really real between Chris and Zach.
You put it in a public area, so we're gonna use it.
No, you're not allowed to do that. It's our maze. You can't use our maze unless we're allowed to use yours. That's unfair.
But what Zach and Jack don't know is that Chris is really just trying to play mind games with both of them.
I'm not really mad at Jack. Come on, this is a game. We all know it's a game. If I can keep just chipping away at it, that will make my position even more powerful in this game. More mind games, yeah.
And Jack does so well with this maze. It is actually insane.
Solid.
Wow! Did you see that jump?
Brian isn't doing as well.
Up. Up. God, goodness. Oh my goodness, same laser.
Oh!
Jack and Zach then go to solve the math problem, and they're given no paper, no pens, literally nothing. They have to do this all in their brain, which, man, I couldn't even do it with pen and paper. Let alone doing all that shit in my noggin. And they solve the problem before Purple Team can even get halfway through the maze. Can I just say, the little interviews they do are so fun.
2 Titans will be going into the Nerd-Off tomorrow. For more information on that, we turn to Black correspondent Chris Jackson.
Thanks, Xander. Black correspondent Chris Jackson here. Here to comment is Purple Teamer Brian.
It sucks.
So now the Purple Team, who have been very close this entire time, now have to vote somebody out. And this time, Yellow finally gets to decide on who to send to the Nerd-Off, which they have not been able to do since the 2nd episode. Chris is chosen by the Yellow Team, and Brian is chosen by the Purple Team. And they will be doing trivia once again, but this time with toy shooters. When they get an answer correct, they have 50 shots to try and build up points. They both go pew pew, and Brian wins, so Chris can no longer poke at Zach and Jack. It kind of seems like his plan kind of foiled pretty hard. I honestly feel like if Chris didn't start messing with Zach and Jack, he could have actually really stayed in, because Zach honestly had somewhat of a sweet spot for Chris after Chris helped them in that board game. So now there are 5 people left. The teams are now dissolved. It is every person for themselves now. And the next theme is video games. But the thing is it's not really gaming. They're actually going to be given the challenge of racing.
So like, which side is the gas on?
Oh wait, in an actual car?
I've never touched cars or anything.
So pretty much what they did here was Mario Kart in real life, but Mario Kart had a baby with Tron. And Zach really starts having a bad time when it comes to racing.
Oh, this is stupid.
Ouch!
Oh, crap! Not again.
Everyone's hitting each other, sabotaging each other. People are spinning away. But in the end, Brian gets 5th, Zach 4th, which they are not happy about.
It's utterly unfair. Right at the beginning of the race, Xander hits me and sends me into a tailspin. Immediately afterwards, Kayla hits me. After that, Brian hits me. This is just stupid. Jack hits me.
3rd, Jake. 2nd, Xander. 1st, Kayla. What do you think Jack has to say about this? Wrong. What you were gonna say is wrong.
I've got some popcorn in my nose. There we go.
Thank you, Jack. Back to Zach.
It's completely unfair. Brian hits me and Kayla hits me. Xander rear-ended my car. The only walls I hit were walls that I was pushed into. People kept hitting me on the side, sending me to the wall, hitting me in the back, sending me to the wall.
Since Kayla won, she gets to pick one person to send into the Nerd-Off. The other 3 then get to vote as well. And Jack and Zach are sent away to compete against each other. And they actually have a very sweet moment since they started becoming great friends. They get to play Angry Birds in real life. Really is 2014, isn't it? They had to build a miniature version of the... what would you call that? They had to build a mini thing. And then this mini thing got blown up into a real big thing, and that's how the game was played. I guess I don't have words for this one. It starts getting really intense, and we start thinking that Zach is gonna win this because he has 2, while Jack only has 1. Somehow Jack catches up and actually beats Zach. And that's the end of Zach. Well, It's actually not, but we'll get there. Zach actually handles this extremely well. They had a lot of ups and downs, but I am glad they at least left in a positive way, you know? Of course, though, when leaving, Zach was holding a sword, so I guess they got to keep it. Right after Zach leaves, I then notice the hosts laugh. And now I'm gonna play every other time I apparently missed this laugh happen. All right, episode 8. The last episode. Xander is absolutely ready to be crowned. The first challenge is Jeopardy. A lot of trivia going on, but whatever, that's okay. But all of them can actually answer. And the first 2 people to 5 points get to move on to the final challenge. Jack gets the first spot. They continue on, and then Kayla gets the second spot. They've both put a great fight to the show. And then bittersweetly, they bring in all of the past contestants. Kelsey comes in and says this.
I was really surprised to see Kayla there. To me, she was just kind of the NASA Star Trek girl, and she didn't really seem to have much else.
Girl, I don't know, that shit rubbed me the wrong way. Everything about her kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I just feel like she's not a girl's girl. You know what I mean? They all get to have a little party. There's beer waiting for them. Zach, please take your hands off of that. They really want people to drink on this show because, I mean, I guess this happened because they allowed people to drink on the show, so. The past contestants actually get to help out Jack and Kayla with their last challenge. They get to pick whether they want to support Jack or Kayla. Kelsey picks Jack, and we get this pop-up that genuinely had me lean forward with my jaw open so wide before I absolutely bursted out laughing so hard I had to drink water after to make sure I was okay. They couldn't find one person that maybe knows just like a little bit of Chinese. Even if someone went to 1 year of Chinese in high school, they'll know that she said shit. Their teams are picked and then they're introduced to a series of puzzles. And they're able to use their team 3 times to help if they get stuck on one of these puzzles. Kayla uses her help for the word puzzle, the science puzzle, and the cipher. Jack uses it for the cipher, Sudoku, which they actually couldn't solve, and then Star Wars math. And the winner of season 2, King of the Nerds, is, drum roll please, Kayla! Woman. So she gets the title of King of the Nerds and $100,000 US. And everyone is extremely happy for her. Except Zach. They don't look too happy. Past competitors are smiling and, oh, there's Zach again. And with that is King of the Nerds. The show that could have been, because it only got 3 seasons. It's so disappointing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into King of the Nerds, the show that honestly not enough people know about. And if you liked this video, maybe we can watch another season as well. Thank you again, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. If you guys would like to check them out, you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain with the link in the description below, which is squarespace.com/Tricasso. If you guys have any shows or movie recommendations, please always send them my way. I absolutely love this type of stuff. If you would like to follow me on any of my social media, my link tree will also be in the description below. I have a Cameo, I have a Discord, I have Instagram. That's it. I don't know. That's what I'm active on. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya!